certain lead individuals at Lucasfilm have had a palpable disdain for Luke. Just let that sink in for a second. This comes from WDW Pro, who is apparently an insider from within Lucasfilm. There's a bunch of people that have covered this story that I'm pulling this from. We had, Disney Star Wars is Dumb. Go check out their blog, Disney Star Wars is Dumb. They do a great job over there. That's by Ichibaka. And also Bounding to Comics covered this as well, so you can go check out their YouTube channel if you want to. Bounding into Comics as well. They cover the story as well. But it sounds like that this is indeed someone from within Lucasfilm who has some pretty interesting details about how they view Luke there. Not everyone, but certain lead individuals, this person says, which, it's not very difficult to figure out who those people could be. Most likely Kathleen Kennedy is one of them, and we don't really need to, dive too much into the evidence before we start to see that this is probably true. So this is from Villains 0501, who said, "Wow, what a circuitous route this trilogy has taken. Perhaps the willingness to toss out JJ's treatment came in response to criticism that The Force Awakens felt too much like a rehash of A New Hope, and that the next film should be more off the wall. In any event, it didn't really pan out well. Do you have any knowledge about the extent of Palpatine's role in the new film? I know Kennedy and JJ said it was always the plan to bring him back, which I find hard to believe, seeing as he was barely mentioned in the previous two films, which I completely agree with that. You'd think Vader ran the Empire all by its lonesome. Totally understand if you can't say anything. What about the decision to not revise Leia's fate in 8 following Carrie Fisher's passing? Seems like it would have been easier to conclude Leia's arc in 8 rather than relying on the archival footage for 9. And that last bit about plugging leaks is ironically right out of Game of Thrones." So, then this is what this apparent insider from within Lucasfilm says in response. "Rian Johnson wrote the script before the first viewings of The Force Awakens," which I think we've heard this before. I think we've heard that Rian Johnson wrote the script before The Force Awakens. If anything, we know that he never applied himself to the outline that J.J. Abrams set for the trilogy or anything like that. He pretty much just tossed it away, tossed it in the trash, and did his own thing. So we've known this already. So, which is part of the reason the films feel so disconnected. Absolutely, Palpatine was always intended to return, but with no reference to such a thing in The Last Jedi, the script for 9 has been written to feel as a standalone. So apparently, Palpatine, and this is probably true, JJ probably had some sort of build-up to Palpatine set up in his outline for episode 8, but then JJ came along and kind of screwed everything up and stuff. So the script for 9 has been written to feel as a standalone. Unfortunately, my best intel on the movie is that it may be a cluster with so many late changes, and JJ isn't a lot of fun to be around at the moment, which he's probably very stressful right now. Probably Leia was always supposed to be the star of the sequel trilogy, which is just I don't understand that. I just don't get that. And certain lead individuals at Lucasfilm have had a palpable disdain for Luke. When Carrie passed away, they had no idea about what to do, and so deference was given to Rian to make the call. He kept his script as was, and here we are. He kept his script as was. Which just goes to show that Rian doesn't give a crap about Star Wars. He didn't try to do what was best for these characters for the benefit of the story. He didn't care about these characters. He doesn't care about these characters. And it's so clear that Rian Johnson's probably another one of these leads at Lucasfilm who doesn't care about Luke. JJ might be one of those people as well. I mean, we didn't get Luke hardly at all in The Force Awakens. We see him for like 2 seconds at the end of the movie, and then he was just a bumbling buffoon throughout the entire Last Jedi, who tried to kill his own nephew, which I'll never understand. I mean, we all know just how terribly executed Luke was in The Last Jedi, so it's clear that Rian Johnson, whether influenced by Kathleen Kennedy or not, has disdain for Luke as well. And this is something else. I don't know if you guys saw this before or not, but this is the first time that I've seen this, but this needs to go viral. How much does Lucasfilm hate Star Wars? Hate what George Lucas built? Hate what fans value? If The Last Jedi wasn't enough to prove how much they hate Luke, check out the X on his face, prominently displayed next to host Andy Gutierrez on an official channel, and this is coming from someone who is apparently let's see here. Lucasfilm rep crosses out Luke Skywalker in red ink. There's an image appearing with which some are claiming comes from within the Lucasfilm cubicle farm. Now, we don't really have proof of this, but it is just something to consider as well. The narrator says that it comes from some Facebook page, though I can't make out specifically what it says, and there is no link in this description. If this is genuine as claimed, then it would appear that Lucasfilm Story Group is treating the Luke Skywalker character in the same way that immature teenage girl treats old phases in their Teen Beat magazines. So as you can see here, he has the red X on his face. Luke in 2 images here, I mean, it looks like this is actually the same image here, has a red X over his face. So, it really isn't, this isn't hard to believe. It's not hard to believe that people at Lucasfilm disdain Luke. They hate Luke. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Like, this is the most beloved character in Star Wars. This is the character that so many people have looked up to as a hero for so long. That probably plays a part of it, that they want to, have someone else as the new hero that people obsess about. That probably plays a part of it. Also, they probably, I think that there's also been some sort of I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's been confirmed or what, but George Lucas makes a percentage, of royalties or whatever off of whenever one of the characters that he wrote is used in Star Wars. I don't know if that's true or not, but that could be another reason why they hate Luke. He's a straight white male, or at least a white male. And so, there's that as well, that they probably that they're not really a fan of as well. So there's a lot of reasons why they could be hating Luke. And it's just really, really sad to see that this is the type of treatment that Luke gets after Kathleen Kennedy looked George Lucas in the eyes and said that they would honor his characters. Disgusting. Absolutely horrific. It's just like pure villainy. Just pure villainy. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think about this. What do you think about these claims? What do you think about what WDW Pro has to say about about the fact that there's lead individuals at Lucasfilm that have a palpable disdain for Luke? It's not hard to believe at all. It sounds like a complete mess as well, just reading into this. Like, Rian Johnson comes in, he doesn't want to have anything to do with what J.J. Abrams had set up or anything like that. He wanted to do his own thing. He pretty much just came in with a sledgehammer and just wanted to destroy things, is pretty much what happened, and he did it pretty successfully. So yeah, and now JJ is left with this giant mess on his hands from a creative standpoint, and it sounds like that Rise of Skywalker is indeed a mess. And then here, this is from Bounty to Comics. They also say, plus my insider details that Star Wars hasn't even internally screened the Rise of Skywalker, which is a huge problem. This movie is supposed to come out in 2 months. This is a big, big problem for Lucasfilm. I think this movie is going to be a disaster. And it should be, because this entire trilogy has been a disaster. So with that being said, let me know in the comments below what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.